For today's practice, 1 or 2 blocks if you have them, whatever you like to have when you lie down on your back or on your side, and just have those handy. We'll start in a seated position, and I thought the beginning of the month seems like a good time to focus on some basics. So one of the foundational breath patterns or pranayamas in yoga is ujjayi breath. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that today. And we'll practice it for our opening meditation. So ujjayi breath, Sanskrit jai means victory, and so it's also called sometimes victorious breath. And it's that whispery, kind of Darth Vader, oceany sound that you hear a lot, it's especially used in an Ashtanga practice or in flow classes. And sometimes you'll hear it really loudly in the room, but it's actually not meant to be done with great intensity. It should be loud enough for you to kind of hear, but not feel strained. If it's a new practice or if you're just kind of picking it up and it's not a very familiar thing for the body, it may feel awkward in the beginning. That's completely fine. That's normal. If it starts feeling strained and it's hard to kind of settle it out, then set the breath aside. It's more important to imprint a sense of calm and steadiness than it is to get the right sounding breath. So give yourself time. The breath practices are very powerful and they're also very subtle. So there's plenty of time. We'll start in whatever seated upright position suits you today. And as you sit tall, settle into your seat, elongate your spine, relax your shoulders, place the hands where they're comfortable, and if you like, close the eyes. And as you start to tune in here, take a moment to feel the earth beneath you, feel the air on your skin. Allow things to settle. And the first step toward our ujjayi practice today will be a normal inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, like you would want to fog a mirror. And I'll do it a little exaggerated because I want it to come through so that you can hear me. In through the nose and exhale like you want to fog a mirror. Not really harsh, but noticeable. In through the nose, out through an open mouth. And it's the same action in the throat as if you were to whisper to someone. So the exhale is a whisper. Now the next time you exhale, start the same way. Halfway through the exhale, close your lips, but keep making the whisper in the throat. In through the nose normally. Exhale, close the lips. So the whisper is on the inside more. It might sound louder inside your head. That's a good sign that you're on the right track. In through the nose, exhale with the whisper. Now keep the lips closed the whole time. Whisper the exhale. And if that feels like it's tricky, Stay with the whisper only on the exhale for a while. As it gets more comfortable, introduce the whispery sound to the inhale as well. The inhale is soft and whispery, and the exhale as well. And once you're working with the whispered inhale and exhale, start listening to the sound that's being created. Observing if there are some ragged edges, any kind of catchy spots, or if the volume goes loud and quiet. And gradually let things settle out so that the sound becomes smooth and consistent, audible but not strained. And as you continue to work with this breath pattern for another moment, some of the benefits are that this breath pattern increases our focus, and it has a unique quality. It can build a sense of inner heat or fire, and at the same time, it can have a calming effect. And so it's a nice sort of all-purpose breath where if we're not quite sure what to work with, we're not quite sure where our energy is, or if we don't remember, oh, I'm feeling up, I'm feeling down, this is usually an appropriate breath practice no matter what the current conditions are in the container of your body. And it's a nice one to have in your toolbox. You can practice it with or without an asana practice, with or without the poses. And today we'll explore bringing that breath practice into some of the movements that we do. And you'll have the option, if you want to carry it through the practice more, or set it aside. So the next time that you exhale with the whisper, pull the navel in and round the spine. And as you inhale with the whisper, arch the back, lift up into a back bend. A whispery exhale as you round the spine. A whispery inhale as you lift the heart. Just like that. Exhale, draw the navel in round. Inhale, lift the heart. Take a few more rounds to bring everything together. The whispery sound, the movement with the breath. Come back to center. And from here, take the right hand off to the side and the left hand behind your head. Come into a side bend. Breathe here in your side bend, rooting down, lengthening up. And we'll use that whispery breath as we bring the left elbow toward the right knee. So as you exhale, curling in. As you inhale, opening up. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, opening. One more time, curling in. Opening up, stay there. If you like, reach the top arm up and over. Breathe while you're here. Breathe into the space on the left side. And while you're here now, add any kind of stretchy, turning, twisting, tilting. Now you may choose to carry the whispery breath with you as you breathe and explore moving gently. When you're ready, inhale your way up, release, and change sides. Right hand behind the head, elbow to the sky. Breathe while you're here. Inhaling, and then exhale, elbow to opposite knee. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, opening. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, opening one more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Open up into the side bend. If you like, reach the top arm up and over. Breathe while you're here. Really guide the breath into the side that's getting the stretch, expanding the rib cage, the right lung. Now add any kind of turning, twisting movement you would like. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, come to center and upright and release. Roll the shoulders up and back, down and round. And leave the shoulders down, sit tall. And from here, right hand to the side of the head. We'll do 3 breaths. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, isometrically resist the head into the hand into the head. Inhale, relax the effort. Exhale, resist. Inhale, relax. Exhale, resist. Change sides. 3 breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Release the arms. Turn the head to the right. Left hand comes back onto the left temple. Sit super tall. Lower the shoulders. We'll just go one time in each direction. So left hand resists as you slowly turn the head to the left. I was like, I got myself confused there. All right, release that side. Change hands. While you're looking over the left shoulder, the right hand is on the head, ready to resist. Sit tall first, and then come back around to the other side. Just the head and the neck. Do not turn the chest. That's another movement. Soon, but not yet. Tilt the head to the right. Left hand to the temple. And resist as you come up to center. And then bring the left ear down toward the shoulder. Keep the head to the left. Change hands. Right hand on the temple. Sit tall. Relax the shoulders. It really pays to, it's worthwhile. Not like you're going to get money for it, but it's a good investment in your self-care and your posture to take that extra second to sit tall and release the shoulders. Come back to neutral, chin down, hands behind the head. Slowly resist. We'll do this just once. Pressing the head, back of the head into the hands. And while you're back here, we're going to linger here. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Breathe. Feel the upper back. Maybe widen the elbows. Oh, can you feel the upper back muscles there? And then slowly come back. Release the arms. Circle up overhead. Inhale. Twist to the right. Now the torso goes with you. Bring the arms down. Look over the right shoulder. And as you breathe with each inhale, renew your commitment to the long spine. Lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Put a little attention into your left shoulder blade as if your left shoulder blade is giving you a gentle push in the direction of the twist. And look over the right shoulder, maybe into the right corner of the eyes. Unwind gently. Come to center and circle the arms overhead. Inhale. Twist to the left. Exhale. Lower the arms. Sit tall. Breathe. As you twist to the left, put a little attention in your right shoulder blade and let it nudge you a little bit more in the direction of the twist. So the nudging comes from the torso more, less so from the hands and the arms. Inhaling, exhaling, looking into the left corner of the eyes, looking way into the direction of the twist. And gently unwind. Release to center, one big circle overhead. Inhale. Palms together and hands to the heart. Exhale. Release. And let's come onto our backs. Lie down with the knees bent and the feet flat on the mat. So as you lie down, we're going to check in with where our spine is. Pull the navel down, tuck the tail under, so we know we're tucked under, curled under. And now go in the other direction, so you're intentionally adding just a hint of back bend, letting the pelvis tilt forward and the low back lift up a little extra off the mat. So now we're clearly tilted forward a bit. The ribs might even be lifting up to the sky. And slowly move across that range of motion. Pull the navel down, flatten the back, flatten the low back. And then slowly tilt the pelvis forward into a little bit of a back bend. Doesn't need to be much. And go tucked under, flat back. And then a little bit of back bend. And then come to where you feel like you're right in the middle. If you were standing up, you'd be standing up nice and tall and straight. Keeping the natural curves of your spine, they're in their neutral position, right? So neutral doesn't mean take all the curves out. It just means overall the spine is really long and tall, and each of the natural curves is allowed to be in their natural resting state, if you will. Now, keep your spine neutral. Zip up the belly. Lift one leg and touch it down. Lift the other leg and touch it down. Let's give the abs a little more support. Now, pull the belly button to the spine and flatten your low back to the mat some. Raise one leg. Keep it there. Switch the legs in midair. Switch. And switch. Now our mission here, it's not just move the legs around. It's how steady can you keep the pelvis? Can you keep the abdominal muscles working the whole time? Can you keep that sense of pressing the low back down into the mat? And then can you relax the neck a little bit? Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Take a hand on each knee and circle the knees away from each other and back together. Away, back together. Reverse direction. And touch the left. Ooh, let's take both legs up in the air. Both legs up in the air. If the hamstrings are tight, leave a bend in the knee. It's completely fine. But the legs overall are vertical. From here, reach the right hand over to your left leg. And as you exhale, so it's a little bit of a sit-up, pull the belly down, curl up like you're reaching for the outside of your left ankle. You don't have to actually touch it, but that's the direction you're moving. And then change hands. And as you exhale, pull the belly button down and curl up. Slide the hand toward the right ankle. We're going across. Exhale, curling up, twisting. Inhale, slowly lower down. Take your time. Taking your time increases the effectiveness of this movement. So don't rush. Exhale, coming up, twisting. Inhale, back down, and finishing out. One more time on each side. If you find your neck wants support, you can hold the head with the other hand. All right, come on back to center. Bring the knees in, rock side to side. Take the arms out wide. And now we'll go side to side with the knees. So the knees are free to move as far as they want to go, except they're not allowed to rest on the floor. And the shoulder blades both shoulder blades stay on the mat the whole time. Knees go up and over like they want to meet your right arm, and zip up the belly and take your time coming across over to the other side. So again, this is a little more curled in and fetal position than we do sometimes. Often we do this with a 90-degree bend at the hips as well as the knees. This is closer in. Think of curling the knees up toward each arm. And over to the other side. Is there space in here for your Ujjayi breath? What is that like? And if it stresses you out, then set it aside. And come on back to center. Touch the feet down. Stretch your right leg out long, your right arm overhead, lengthen the whole right side of the body. And release that, change sides. The whole left leg lengthens, stretch out. Release the arms down, bend the knees, feet flat, and bridge pose. Pull the belly button down, flatten the low back, lift the glutes, then the low back, then the bottom ribs. Really take your time. Slowly lower down the bottom ribs, curl your low back down, let your bum touch down. And just like that, we'll add the arms this time. Engage the abs, lift the glutes, the low back, the bottom ribs, and the arms overhead. Stay there lifted, breathing, anchor the feet, lift the glutes. Slowly lower, the arms come down, roll down over the shoulder blades. Bottom ribs, low back, and glutes. Pause there for a breath or two, and let's come up again. Zip up the belly, squeeze and lift the glutes. Then the low back, take your time. Then the bottom ribs. The arms come up and over. When you're lifted, however high your body is lifting today, stay right there. Plant the feet. Engage the glutes. Breathe. Slowly lower down. Nice. Last time. Pull the navel to the spine. Squeeze and lift the glutes. Then the low back. Then the bottom ribs. Then the arms. Stay lifted. We'll linger here a little bit longer. Anchor the feet. Now this time when we come down, if it feels okay, leave your arms reaching overhead and behind you as the spine starts to curl down. But bring the shoulder blades down and bring the lowest ribs down, really like you're stretching yourself out as you come down, and then low back, and then the glutes come down, and pause right there. Bring the arms out to a T. Heel toe the feet, mat width or wider. And sweep the knees side to side, windshield wipers, slow and steady. Tip the knees over to the right. Stay there. Take a few breaths. If you like, reach the left arm overhead. Feel the length. Arms back out in a T. Tip the knees to the left. Stay there and breathe. If you like, reach the right arm overhead. Inhaling. Exhaling. Come on back to center. Walk the feet back in. Hug the knees in. Take happy baby. Knees wide. Hold behind the thighs. Or walk the hands up toward the ankles or feet. Definitely rock. And make sure your head is in a comfortable position. Inhaling and exhaling. And gently release. And come on over to any side. And press up and make your way to tabletop, to hands and knees. From your tabletop, feel your neutral spine here. So again, all the natural curves of your spine, nice and long. And then lift the navel and round the spine. And slowly come into a back bend. Exhale, lift the navel around the spine, press the floor away. Inhaling, back bending. And maybe find your ujjayi breath here. Whispery and soft. Breathing as you move. Come to center. And see if you can keep your steady neutral spine. As you pull the right knee into the chest, take it out to the side and bring it around. Do a little pulse with the foot in the air. Pull the knee into the chest, circle it out, bring it around and pulse and pulse and pulse. One more time, pull the knee in, Circle around and pulse and pulse and pulse. Stretch that same leg back behind you with the toes tucked under and give the back of the leg a stretch. Lean back so you feel the stretch in the back of the leg. The hamstrings were just contracting with that last movement. Give them some space. And release now the other leg. Pull the knee into the chest. Nice and steady in the shoulders and the hips. As the knee goes out to one side, bring it around. Little pulse, pulse, pulse. Pull the knee in. Circle around. And pulse, pulse, pulse. Just like that. Circle around. And pulse, and pulse, and pulse. One more time. And then stretch the leg back behind you, toes tuck under, lean back so you get a nice stretch in the back of the leg. And bring the left knee down. Take the right leg back behind you. Step the right foot forward. Bring both hands inside your right foot. Do a little bit of mobility here. Press the left hand into the mat. Open up and do a twist to the right. Breathe here. Nice and wide across the collarbones, the arms, the front of the chest. And then bring the hand down inside the foot and twist to the other side. You can use the upper arm and the knee next to it to get a little leverage as you twist in this direction. Long spine, deep breath. Now bring the left hand down and we'll go from side to side. Take a breath in, open up to the right, breathe out, place the right hand down inside the foot. Inhale, go to the other side, open up to the left, and exhale, bring the left hand down. Just like that, open to the right, inhale, and back down. Open to the left, inhale, and exhale, back down. Take the right foot back, step the other leg forward, left foot forward in a low lunge. Right hand stays on the mat, twist to the left. Breathe here. We'll stay here for this first round. Broad across the collarbone, shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Release, left hand comes inside the foot, open up to the right. And breathe while you're here. In one direction or one side may feel less comfortable than another. That's completely fine. That's why we do all the sides, all the variations. Take a breath in and exhale. And now we'll go side to side with the breath. Inhale, open up to the left. Exhale, hands are down. Inhale, open up to the right. Exhale, hands are down. Just like that. Inhale to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Once more. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Take the leg back. Take the knees wide, bring the hips back, and stretch your arms out in front of you in child's pose. Feel free to come up onto fingertips if that feels nice. Long back and long breath. Generous inhale, and take your time with the exhale. Slowly ease yourself back to tabletop. Tuck the toes underneath, lift the hips and knees, downward facing dog, and take a moment in your down dog to explore. If you're feeling kind of tight, try taking the feet wider than usual. What's that like? And you might pedal your feet in place. Perhaps the hips want to lean over to one side. Ooh, what's that feel like? And if they've gone to one side, definitely do the other side too. When you're ready, come on back to center. Relax the neck. Breathe. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Now, as we prepare to shift forward into plank, the top of our push-up, start with the belly zipped up and let the back round. It'll all settle out once we get into the pose, but along the way, round the back, zip up the belly. And then as you come forward and the shoulders get above the hands, now make the spine neutral again. And then right back to down dog. Zip up the belly. I'm thinking of rounding the back, although it's not really rounding much in reality, but think it there so that the muscles are engaging. Pull the navel in, round the upper back. Let's do it again. Shift forward to plank. Now let the shoulder blades kind of settle back down and come to neutral. And then right back to down dog. Lift the belly, press the floor away. Breathe here one more time, and then we're coming down. Round the spine. Pull the navel up, round the upper back. And now this time lower the knees and very gently lower the whole body. So while you're here, you're probably in close to a neutral spine. Let's add a little bit of back bend to it. From here, zip up the belly. Peel the chest, the head, the shoulders, forward and up, and then back down. The arms are like a sphinx, so you're on the forearms. Legs are active, abs are active. Peel yourself up and back down. One more time. Peel yourself up and back down. Now, while you're down low, take your hands behind your head and make snow angels while you're in this position. Hands behind the head, then they open out to the sides. They go around and they reach behind you. As your arms are reaching behind you, your palms are facing in toward each other. Right, arms come out to the sides, palms are down, and then the hands land behind the head. So that's the movement. Let's do it again. Open the arms out, and as your arms reach back behind you, they're rotating so the palms wind up facing each other. All right, so now, if it's agreeable for your body, peel, abs are on, peel the chest up. So you're in a little bit of a lifted upper body. Take the hands behind the head and do that same thing. Open the arms out to the sides. Bring them around, reach behind you. Abs are on, legs are active. Circle back. So snow angels in a little back bend here. Keep the abs really active, the legs really active. Circling the arms around. Coming back, hands to the head. And snow angel out to the side and back. And as you come in, slowly place the hands down first and slowly lower yourself. Lower down to your mat, turn your head to one side, bend the knees, and swing the feet. Swing the feet side to side. Let the hips move. Good, gently. Shift position, place the hands along, palms on the mat alongside the chest. And zip up the belly. We'll come up in a knee push-up. So in the knee push-up, if we do it well, it has so many benefits. So think of maintaining your neutral spine. Sometimes as we press with the hands, the butt leads the way. Don't hinge at the hips. Don't let the butt lead the way. The whole spine comes up in neutral. Press the floor away. Now hinge at the hips. Come into child's pose to stretch the back out. Take a few breaths here. Knees can be as wide as you like for comfort. Toes are close together or touching. Walk the hands to the right side, bending. Breathe here into the length on this side. Get nice and long. And gently over to the other side, nice and long. And release. Walk the hands back out. Tuck the toes underneath, downward facing dog. Settle into your down dog, feet as wide as you like. Palms planted, hips high. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we'll do this with the feet fairly wide. It allows the feet to pivot. Shift forward so you're in plank, top of a push-up. And then pivot your feet so your heels go over to one side. And then pivot so your heels go over to the other side. Your torso is twisting. See if you can keep as close to a neutral spine as possible as your legs go to one side, as your legs go to the other side. Good, come on back to neutral and downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Shift forward to plank, top of a push-up. Come down either knee push-up or regular push-up all the way down to your belly. One cobra pose. Uncurl your toes, peel your chest up. Inhale. Exhale. Uncurl. Tuck the toes underneath. Zip up the belly. Keep your neutral spine as you come up in your knee push-up. And then lift the hips, and we're back in down dog together. From down dog, take your right leg up and back behind you. Step the right foot through. With the right foot all the way through, take both hands inside the front foot. Remember that low twist we did earlier? Same idea here. So keep the left hand or fingertips on the mat. Open up to the right. Breathe. Drop the hips so that there's a nice deep bend in the front knee. And then switch sides. So the right hand goes inside the shin. And twist to the left. Breathe here. Now we're going side to side like we did in the low lunge. Open up to one side, inhale. Bring both hands down as you exhale. Open to the other side, inhale. Touch down with the exhale. Open up as you inhale. Touch down as you exhale. Open up, inhale. Touch down, exhale. Good. Now, take the right hand outside the front foot. Zip up the belly. Bend your back knee. We're coming up. Up to crescent pose. Back knee bent. Pelvis upright. Arms overhead. Breathe while you're here. Inhale. Exhale. Now from here, twist to the right, open your arms out wide. Come back to center. Twist to the left, open the arms. Come back to center. One more time. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Come back to center. Bring the hands down. You choose. You can step back to down dog, to child's pose, or you can add the little push-up. So stepping back, maybe you want plank pose. Lower down slowly. A little cobra as you lift the chest. Legs are active. And tuck the toes underneath. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. You can always take child's pose or kneeling puppy if rest is needed. Then left leg comes up and back. Inhale. Step the left foot through. Breathe. Keep the right hand down. Twist to the left. Take a few breaths. Hips drop. Back leg is straight. Breathe. Nice and long. From the top of your head all the way down to the heel of the straight leg. Now switch hands. Left hand comes inside the shin. Open up to the other side. That's it. That's it. Good. Breathe here. Side to side with the breath. Right hand comes down. Inhale, twisting. Exhale to center. Inhale, twisting. Exhale to center. One more time, twisting. Exhale to center. Finish it up, twisting. Exhale to center. Good. Now, stay on the ball of the back foot. Zip up your belly and bend the back knee as you come up. Find crescent pose. Raise the arms overhead. Now, twist to the left, open your arms wide. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist the other way. And inhale to center. Twist to the left. Inhale to center. Twist to the right. Inhale to center. Stay there, take another breath. And slowly lower down. Same choices, child's pose, down dog, or a little vinyasa, the push-up. Lower down. If you do the push-up, maybe cobra. And downward facing dog or child's pose. And let's all come for a moment. Bring the knees down, uncurl the toes, take child's pose, breathe here. Inhaling, exhaling. And slowly ease yourself back to hands and knees, to downward facing dog, and walk the hands and feet together. And pause for a moment, folded low over your toes. Let gravity lengthen your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the arms. Zip up the belly. Press into your heels. Slowly come up. As you come to upright, if you have blocks too for this. If you don't have blocks, a chair or bench or coffee table will work as well. So, if you've got blocks, this is the way we'll use them. They'll be up at their tallest height. That's why chair seat works nicely too. And then, hold that thought. Let me show it with the chair too. So, if I'm doing this with a chair, I'm going to step my right foot forward, left foot back. I'm facing forward. The back toes are turned out a little, but I'm trying to square the rest of my body toward the chair seat, pushing into the back leg and lengthening the spine. The hands are on the chair. Now, this is a nice height to really work on hugging the outer hips in and making the spine really long. If you're using blocks, same idea. However, since the blocks are just one size, but we are not all one size and one height, if you find that when you come down, you're like, oh, wow, this is a lot of hamstring stretch, let your knee bend, your front knee bend, just enough that you can get a long spine while touching your blocks. Your results may vary in terms of how much knee bend is needed. But also work the outer hips hugging in, the belly zipping up, and how long can your spine be? Right here. Gently, whatever your hands are on, let the elbows bend and let the upper body soften, folding over. Let it round. Breathe in, breathe out. Outer hips are still hugging in, legs are still strong. From here, stay low, bend your front knee and step the back leg up. And from here, with both feet underneath you, press down into your feet, zip up the belly, stand tall, circle your arms up to the sky, and hands to your heart. Take your hands, hook the thumbs, and raise the arms up overhead as if you want to break the thumbs apart. Now, you don't actually want to, but give a nice tug there. Root down into your feet, arms reach overhead, and tug the thumbs away from each other. Breathe here. Now, if you like, add a bit of back bend while you're here. Lift the navel, lift the chest, lift the heart. And come back to neutral, release the arms, and roll your shoulders. Now let's take the left leg out in front. We'll come into that same forward bend. Left foot forward, right foot back. Same thing, back foot is turned out a little, but most of the rest of the pose, it's like you're in your own little alleyway. Hug the outer hips in. Aim to bring the right hip forward and the left hip back. Zip up the belly. Fold down. Find your props. Bend the front knee as needed. Anchor into your feet. Zip up your belly. Lengthen your spine. How long can your spine get while you're here folded? The angle is approaching horizontal, although it may be higher or lower depending on the leg spacing, the bend in the knee, where the hands are on the props, how long your legs are compared to your arms and torso. Many variables, but long spine in all cases, zipped up belly in all cases, outer hips hugging in all cases, and it all comes from a nice foundation in your feet. The arms help to support us, but the main support comes from the legs, the lower body. Breathe here. Now stay in the same position, but let the elbows bend and let the back round and the head hang. Breathe here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Slowly bend the front knees, step up, standing in a forward bend. Once your feet are underneath you, press into your feet, Zip up your belly and slowly come to upright. As you do, make a circle around you. Inhale and hands to the heart. Exhale. Hook the thumbs once again, and whichever way they naturally go, go the other way so it feels a little more awkward this time. Take the arms up overhead. Plant your feet. Root down into the heels, lift up from the navel into the heart. Add a little back bend if you like. Front body nice and long. Spacious. Breathe. And gently return to neutral. Release the arms. And take your feet maybe shoulder width apart. Bend the elbows and do a little swinging, twisting movement, side to side. And release. Take the feet wide, come into a wide-legged squat. Arms pretty straight. This is one of the places where you can feel free to kind of lock the elbows, and that's fine. Shrug the left shoulder, twist to the right. Take a few breaths here. And change sides. Take a few breaths here. And come back to center and then side to side. Exhale to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale. Change sides. Inhale to center. Exhale. Change sides. Inhale to center. Good. Just like that. Exhale. Inhale. When you're even on this last one, come to center. Keep the hips low. Come to upright. Slowly straighten the arms, or rather the legs, and reach the arms overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. Release the arms and turn your feet so they face forward. We'll leave them wide for one more pose here. This time, we'll fold down. The legs are fairly straight. The knees are allowed to bend so that the hamstrings are not the boss of any of us. Take your both hands over to your right leg and breathe. So there's a forward bend and a little bit of twist happening. Now you might play around with this while the hands are over on the right leg. What does it feel like if you bend the left knee and lean over in that direction? Does it make it more interesting? It's like in and out of a side lunge. And when you come back, walk the hands over to the left leg. First, several breaths are neutral with the legs. Let's feel the twist. What's it like on this side? Breathe into it. And then if you like, add the side lunge, bending the left knee, leaning over to the left some, while the hands remain on the right leg, wherever they are on the right leg. And then gently release. Heel toe your feet in a little closer, more like shoulder width. Now this is variable because we're headed down into a low squat. So keep the heels as low as you can. Drop into a low squat. Let the pelvis drop down. Feel the length of your spine here. And while you're in the squat, you might tip one knee in, the other knee out. Yeah, if you're on tiptoes, this is its own extra challenge. Now, if you're on tiptoes and it feels like that's not so steady, you can have your fingertips on the mat as you're going side to side. And then come on down and stretch your legs out. Stretch your legs out, swing your feet. And let's take a twist while we're here. Keep your legs stretched out. Bend your right knee. Place the foot flat. Take the left hand to the knee. Now you can always, as we've been doing all day today, you can always twist to the other side. I'll instruct twisting toward the bent knee. So the other hand, the right hand that doesn't have something to do yet, lean back on it a little. Lengthen the spine and turn your chest to the right. And then talk to the hamstring on your straight leg. Is it happy? Is it on the verge of yelling at you? If it's on the verge, do not bring your torso any further, any closer to vertical than it is right now. Stay there and work the twist. If your hamstring is feeling very happy, back of the thigh on that straight leg, then experiment with coming up a bit more vertical. Because here's the thing, if you go too far, your own body is starting to fight against you, and your spine will want to round and get really curled into a fetal position. So that's why the backward lean, it gives us some space so we can really lengthen. Long spine, easy shoulders, and as deep a breath as is possible while mechanically restricted in the twist. Very gently unwind and change legs. And sit up tall, opposite hand to the knee. Start by leaning back, long spine, and twist while you're leaning back. Then check in with the back of the thigh on the straight leg. If it's pretty happy and not getting a massive stretch, then start to come a little more upright. It may not seem like the leg should have anything to do with it, but we are all connected. And it really does. If the hamstrings are tight, it will pull on the pelvis, and the whole base of the seated posture gets curled under. Breathe here. You can hold the shin, you can hook the elbow outside, whichever way you like. But sit tall and breathe. And gently unwind and release. And bend the knees. Now let the back round, curl back. And come to seated upright. And let's do that again. Curl back and down. And come up. Maybe one or two more times. When you're ready, you'll go all the way down onto your back. And once you lay your head down, heel toe the feet mat width apart. Tip the knees over to the right. If you like, cross the right ankle on top. If you like, reach the left arm overhead. Breathe. Nourish this pose with a deep breath, generous breath. Take another breath or two here. Unwind the legs and feet nice and wide. Tip the knees to the left. If you like, reach the right arm overhead. Breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Unwind gently. When you're back at center, revisit happy baby. How does it feel now? Long spine, gentle rocking, holding the thighs, the shins, the feet. And now as you release the legs, if there's any last way of moving that your body would appreciate, if you want to take a final twist or something else, do that. Maybe curl yourself in. And then stretch out over your props to rest. Shavasana, final resting pose. As you stretch out, and take a deep breath in and squeeze every muscle. Exhale and let it go. Let the whole body rest. Plugged in, recharging. And let the breath flow through the body like a gentle breeze. Let the breath flow in. Let the breath flow out. Start to deepen the breath. And slowly stretch your slowly stretch your arms. I'm just enjoying the kitty. Move and stretch and yawn. And draw one knee in, and then both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Come over to one side and pause. And slowly press up to sit. We had our moment. Oh, sit tall, close the eyes, and take the opportunity to check in. Bring your palms together. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower the chin. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and at ease. Thank you for practicing together today. Namaste. Thank you.